Hello everyone. In this video, I will be explaining what is difference between RAM and storage. The full form of RAM is random access memory, and the storage that we currently might have seen in phones or laptops such as 128 GB storage or something like that. So, whenever we buy a phone, brand new phone, we see these two numbers. RAM is first and the second one is storage. Let's take an example of 8 GB RAM and a 128 GB storage as it is shown here. Change the markers. Yeah. Both are measured in GBs. GB stands for gigabytes. Gigabytes. But they do very different jobs. RAM is used when the phone is working actively. Whenever there is some context switching, or as in the last video of operating system, I have told that there are many different processes that are working. So RAM is working on that. Storage is used to save those in between files, processed files, store your videos, images, folders, notebooks, notepads, sticky notes, everything like that. RAM is the temporary working memory, but storage is the phone's permanent saving memory. In simple words, RAM helps to run the applications, and storage helps files stay saved. This is the basic difference that we are going to understand. You can see, let us understand this with a cupboard analogy. RAM is like the active work desk. You have some of the notebooks open, a laptop is there, your pen is there. So desk is like a RAM full. RAM holds the apps and data your phone is using right now at that particular moment. Now look at the cupboard. Cupboard stores things for later. It's just there are files, there are maybe some settings that could be there, archives could be there, documents could be there, photos. So sounds, music, and everything like that. This cupboard is a storage. Storage keeps photos, videos, applications, musics, downloads, and files. You can understand this with a simple example. RAM is like a desk on which you are doing your current work. Storage is like the cupboard space. The bigger desk helps you work with more things at the same time. A bigger cupboard helps you store more things for later. Now let us understand this using a real phone example. Suppose you have a 8 GB of RAM and 128 GB of storage. 8 GB is the phone's active working memory. It helps phone open applications and switch between them. When you open WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, they all use RAM while they are executing or running. Now, 128 GB is different. That 128 GB stores the photos, the videos that you have downloaded from Google, maybe Chrome, or the games that you are playing currently in your phone. Those are stored permanently. Photos are stored there, videos are stored there, apps are installed there. Your documents, downloads, screenshots, and music all are stored there. So this is a phone. 8 GB of RAM is the active work that it is doing for the multitasking, and 128 GB is for saving data. Both are important, but both are not the same. Now let us see what happens when you open an application. Suppose Instagram is installed in your phone. The Instagram app is saved in the storage. As shown here, it's stored in the storage. When you tap on the icon, maybe double tap or something, your phone takes the needed parts of the app from storage. It loads it into the RAM. RAM is like a chip, as you can see here. I think DDR3 is the common word, DDR4, DDR3, something you might have heard about that. DDR basically means for the RAM, random access memory. Once you double tap on the storage, the application that is stored in the device, it loads the data into the RAM, application data. Then you see the app running on your screen. Before that, the CPU fetches the instructions. The processor is working. You might have seen this image in maybe a lot of processors are designed there like this. It's just not the exact replica of a CPU, but just put it to explain what a CPU does. After the RAM, it gives the instructions what to fetch, where to fetch, what to do to a CPU. This central processing unit, after some time, displays it on the screen, on the smartphone screen. Here you can see that the application that you double tap or open is being played. The app stays in the RAM only while it is being used or kept open. But the app stays in storage even after you close it or switch off your phone. Now let us understand what is app switching. Imagine you open WhatsApp, then you open YouTube, then you open your Chrome, and then you open a game. All these applications need RAM when they are active. Active means they are on the foreground. In this particular screen, this is the foreground and this is the background. A plain white background on which an image is, which I am referring to as slides, are being shown. If your phone has enough RAM, it can keep many apps open in the background. As here, we have basically 4 different types of applications, all in the same phone. When you switch from YouTube to WhatsApp, WhatsApp opens quickly. When you switch from Chrome to a game, the game may stay exactly where you left it. This is good multitasking. But if your phone has less RAM, it may not keep all the apps open. It may close some apps in the background to free up space. You might have seen you have opened up an application. While you were gone, maybe a call came up or something like that happened. Suddenly, your phone, that particular application is not working anymore and you have to start again. This is because of, there are other factors as well, but one of the major factors that led to this is less random access memory, less RAM, because that particular working disk is not available anymore for that that operation that you are doing. When you open the app again, it reloads from the beginning. Sometimes the game you might have to even restart. Browser page might load again. That usually happens because of, as I've told, there is very less RAM. So more RAM helps you to switch applications smoother. More RAM helps in better multitasking, but remember, RAM does not store your photos or videos permanently. It only helps your phone to work with active applications. Active applications are those applications that are running. Now, let us talk about what storage actually does. Storage is where your phone saves your files. Phones use storage to save your documents, videos, photos, games, and downloads. WhatsApp Media uses storage. If your storage becomes almost full, your phone may show up a warning. It may say, storage almost full. At that time, you might not be able to take new photos. You may not be able to download videos. You may not be able to install any new apps. Sometimes, even application updates may fail. The phone also needs some free storage for temporary files, app cache, and system updates. So, storage should not be completely full, but storage is mainly for saving data. It is not the same as RAM. If your cupboard is full, you cannot store more things. In the same way, if your phone storage is full, you cannot save more files. Now let us understand some of the misconceptions or some of the corrections that general people have regarding RAM and the storage. Many people think more storage, that means phone will become faster, which is a clear myth and there is no evidence for that. This could be the case, but not always. A phone with 256 GB storage can save more files than a phone with 128 GB. This is correct. 256 is greater than 128. This is true. But this phone is faster and this is slower. I don't think that this statement is correct. It depends a lot on the RAM, the processor, the storage speed, and the software optimization behind the scenes. It also depends on how many applications are running in the background. More storage gives you just more space. So do not confuse storage with speed. If your phone storage is almost full, freeing up space can help the phone work better. But simply buying more storage does not directly make the phone faster. The correct idea is simple. Storage saves space, RAM runs applications. This is the main difference. Now, let us recap everything that we have understood today in this video. RAM is the temporary storage, temporary memory in which applications run. It helps in app switching, multitasking. Storage is the permanent space. It saves your photos, videos, applications, files, and downloads. In a phone with 8 GB of RAM and 128 GB of storage, 8 GB helps with active performance and the 128 GB helps you store more data. More storage does not always make your phone faster. Just remember this simple line: RAM is for running, storage is for saving. Thank you.